Welcome to Voice Over Freedom. Our topic for today is, what do you do if you don't have a recording booth? Let's say you're starting from scratch, you're totally excited about this, you want to start recording voiceovers, you want to start making money, you want to start making your demo, but you don't have a recording booth. Maybe you don't know where to make it, maybe you don't know how to make it. So that's what the topic is about today. I want to give you some suggestions. I want to give you some ideas. I want to tell you why it's important to have a recording booth and hopefully help you get started as well. Anyways, when I started doing this, I figured it all out from scratch. So I didn't have a recording booth either. So I was experimenting. I tried my bedroom. I tried my bathroom. I tried my living room. I literally recorded everywhere, my car, my kitchen, just to hear how the sound was different. And that helped me realize that it really does make a difference on how big the space is, what's inside the space, and also if you have sound treatment. So I'm going to touch on that in a little bit, but the best places that I found that worked for me are your bedroom or your closet, or a walk-in closet. If you have a walk-in closet, that's even better. Now, you do want sound treatment. See, even though you have a good closet, even though there's clothes in there, maybe you have things on the walls, maybe your bedroom has like a recliner or it has curtains, those things help, but it's not enough. You have to get additional sound treatment because the way that sound works is it bounces off the walls. When you speak, you send out sound waves, and those sound waves bounce all over your room. So if you have empty walls, empty ceilings, if you have tiled floors, wooden flooring, guess what? Your voice is going to bounce everywhere, and that's going to come back as noise. And here's the thing. Microphones are very sensitive. They're even more sensitive than we can hear. So you might not hear something, but your mic definitely does. So you do need some sound treatment. Now here's the thing. When I was starting out, I was using what I had around the house. I was literally so excited that I just wanted to start grabbing stuff and using it. So I was using pillows, I was using blankets, mattress toppers, anything I could get my hands on. And guess what? It helped. But the good news is there is affordable sound treatment that you can use. For example, one that I like to recommend all the time is moving blankets. So moving blankets from the hardware store or Amazon. The good news is they're not expensive. You can get moving blankets for maybe $5-10 a pop. $5-10 a pop. You can also use sound panels. I like using sound panels because they look professional. You can also use acoustic panels. Now, acoustic panels are going to be the most expensive. That's what they use in professional studios. So that's kind of what you need. You need to find the recording space, which could be your room or your closet. And then you have to find the sound treatment, which you can go the professional route, which costs a little more, or you can go the affordable route, which still works great and is very budget friendly. But what if you don't have much space? Some people ask me, Chris, what do I do if I just don't have enough room? I don't have a space here. I've been in that scenario. And what I usually do is you have to dedicate, even if it's something like a corner, if you use the corner in your bedroom, the corner in your closet, you got to clean it out. Like, you have to really want to do this. And you have to move things out of the way. All you need is a place to put your computer or your tablet. You can use your tablet for scripts and your microphone and yourself. That's not a lot of space required. So I believe in you. You can do it. If you really want to do this, make some space in your bedroom, make some space in your closet. Get creative if you have to. Where there is a will, there is a way. And so that's the recording booth, my friends. Now, here's the thing. Sometimes if you're in a pinch, you can use your car, for example. You can record in your car, but best case, use your bedroom, use your closet, make space, use sound treatments, and that is how you're going to get the best results. So in a nutshell, that is the recording booth. That's what you do if you don't have a recording booth. You make one. Follow those steps that I laid out, and you're going to be sounding much better. You're going to be much closer to recording professional voiceovers. That was our topic for today. Now let's dive into the questions and comments. I see we got a question here from Adam. I have a Yeti Blue and a Yeti Spark. All I think is, or one I think is for talking and the Spark is more for singing. The main difference in the microphones, Adam, is whether they're condenser microphones or dynamic microphones. Condenser microphones, like the one I'm using right now, are more sensitive. Condenser microphones are sensitive. They pick up a lot more details from the environment, while dynamic microphones are better for podcasts. They're better for singing. They kick out background noise, but it dulls your voice a little bit. Condenser microphones take all of the sound. The industry standard for voice acting are condenser microphones. That's what the big studios use. Pixar, Disney, they all use condenser microphones for their actors. That's no coincidence. They pick up the best sound for voices. So keep that in mind, condenser microphone. The Yeti Blue is a condenser microphone, by the way. Canned Fruit Loop says, do you keep using the Yeti for simplicity or because of loyalty? Both. You know, I have used Blue. It was one of the first microphones that I got, and I loved the Yeti. I got my projects with it, and so loyalty, brand loyalty worked. You know, I thought this is a great brand. I enjoyed the microphone, and so I bought another microphone from them, which is this guy, the Yeti Blue Pro, the Yeti Pro by Blue. So yeah, it is loyalty. It is brand loyalty. And, you know, if you find a good brand and they make a good product, then they earn my trust, and I'm going to keep buying from them. But needless to say, there are other great microphones on the market. So we got a question here from Feels Great. I don't know how to do this. I really appreciate you going live to teach newbies. Awesome. I'm glad you feel that way, my friend. That's what I'm here for. Miss Molly says, a lot of ASMR artists have that Yeti Blue. Yes, exactly. It's a condenser microphone, but not just that. The Yeti Blue is one of the most popular microphones in the consumer market, and that's for good reason. It has great reviews. It is very versatile. It has different modes, and it's affordable. I used it myself many years. It's no coincidence why a lot of people love it. But yes, I'm glad you noticed that. The Neumann is good mics. Neumann is exceptional mics. Neumann is one of the best microphones you can get on the market, but they come at a hefty price tag, so something to keep in mind. You don't have to spend that much. A Neumann could be maybe $1,000 or more. If you want a microphone, you can start with like a $50 to $100 mic. That is a pretty great price point to spend on your first mic. You don't want to go too cheap. I wouldn't go $0 to $50. That's like if you're just going to do Zoom calls. If you're just going to do Skype, Zoom calls, maybe you're a gamer, you just want to do very casual projects. If you want to do something a little more professional, $50 to $100 is going to be much better for starting out. If you want something even nicer, $100 to $200, you're going to get a much better mic. And anything above $200, you're set. You are set. If it's a condenser microphone that costs more than $200, you're going to get a really good mic. There's a lot of great microphones above that price point that will give you phenomenal results in recording. But again, whatever your budget is, you do have options. So Russ says he has the TML 102. Let me check that out. Adam says, I have a MacBook Pro with GarageBand. Can I use that to do the recording? Yes, you can, my friend. So I've used GarageBand. I think it's a nice program, very clean. And it has what you need. It has the features you need. So if you do have a Mac, GarageBand is already built into your program. It's built in. So you can start recording right away. I like Audacity a little more. I think it's more catered toward actual audio vocal recording. Whereas GarageBand is a little bit more musician based, which is fine, but if you could get a program that is more catered to voice recording, typically they have more features for that. But again, they will both work great. Free programs, Audacity, GarageBand. Another question here, a comment. Neumann is the goal for microphones. I definitely agree. That's a great goal to have, the Neumann. It's not necessarily, you don't have to have one, but it is, if you have one, it's a phenomenal microphone for sure. How much does your Yeti cost? So this Yeti Pro cost about $200. Can't beat it. It's an excellent microphone. I started with the Yeti, which is only about $100. After a couple of years of having projects, I upgraded to this guy, and I've gotten really happy customers, really great audio. I still use it to this day. Chubb says, I have a Hypercast microphone that I stream with. Is that good for voiceover work? Well, let me look at it real quick. The things you want to look for, firstly, is it a condenser microphone? That's the first thing I'm looking at. So I know this microphone. This is a gaming microphone. It's built more for gamers. It's got the lights on the inside, which is really cool design. And it does have the sensitivity knob on it. It does come with the shock mount. So it looks nice. It looks interesting. It is a condenser mic. It's a plug-and-play USB microphone, which is fine. I would say from the looks of it, this looks like you can do voiceover work. This isn't the ideal microphone for voiceover work because it's not designed for voice acting. It's designed for gamers, people that do video games. But yes, you can use it. And again, it does have that sensitivity knob, which I personally love. I am a big fan of microphones with sensitivity knobs built on the mic. That's this little knob in the back. You can change how sensitive the microphone is. And the reason that's important is because sometimes when you're voice acting, you need a yell. And sometimes you need a whisper. And so being able to change the sensitivity allows you to maximize the quality that the microphone can pick up from your voice. Another one is another goal here is the Hyper Quadcast is sufficient for now. Yep, so the goal is the Neumann. The Hypercast is good for now. Another question here is, what specs should I look for when looking for a laptop? The good thing is it doesn't have to be fancy. You don't have to go crazy on the laptop, but what I look for is, number one, is it lightweight? Is it lightweight? Because for me, I'm going to be transferring into the booth, transferring out. Maybe I want to edit in my kitchen. Maybe I want to edit in the living room. I'll record in the booth. So portability for me. Portability, is it lightweight? You will need at least 4 gigabytes of RAM to run most audio software, which shouldn't be a problem for most modern laptops today. Good question here. Is a fanless laptop absolutely necessary in your opinion? If you have a fanless laptop, that is excellent. That is going to make life so much easier. My laptop does have a fan in it, but it is I believe they call them Nanobooks. Or Nanobooks, I believe they call them. They still have fans in them, but they're much quieter. And so the laptop I have now is called the Asus ZenBook. That's what it's called. But I do need to upgrade it. It is a couple years old. It's like maybe 5-6 years old. So it needs an upgrade. I think for the most part, if your computer is newer than 10 years, you're going to be fine. Because, again, Audacity is not a power-hungry software. It's not power-hungry. So great questions. I'm really glad we got to talk a lot about the equipment, the microphone, the laptop. Pop filter, make sure you grab one of these. This actually helps to catch the air, to catch your breath so it doesn't hit the mic. So you're just getting the clean audio. You're not getting wind, you're not getting air. So don't overlook these. Definitely will make a difference in your audio. Every little thing counts. That's the way I see it, is every little thing you can do, no matter how small it seems, does add up. And you want to do every little thing you can so that by the time you get your voiceover, you're going to have a great result. So that means having a good booth. That means learning to use your mic. That means having a pop filter. It means training your voice. All those things are important. Learning how to use your recording software. So another question here from Savage Woods. How do I get started doing voiceovers? First step is to hit that follow, because I'm going to be dropping all the info today and every other day and every time we go live. Examples of commercials. Some of those were commercials. Some of those were not commercials. Some of them were podcasts, audiobooks, basically whatever type of styles that you're good at. Because voiceover is not just commercials. It's video games, it's animation, it's mobile apps, it's Kickstarter campaigns, it's dubbing, it's narration. So there's a lot of different industries within the voiceover realm. So you want to be flexible, you want to be versatile, you want to show your voice in the most positive way possible. You want to show your voice's strengths. That comes with experimenting, trying different scripts as well. Prissy says, what programs do you use for recording and editing? A good one that I could recommend you is Audacity. It is free to download. It is free to use. Personally, I'm a big fan of FL Studio. That's what I use now. It's a little more expensive. It's not free, but it is a solid program. Oh golly, Miss Molly says, I didn't notice this on the last live, but your demo includes music. Yes, I'm glad you said that. All of the demos that I've listened to, even from professionals and other professionals, other people that do this, have music. It's very rare that a customer will ask you to give them a demo without music. It does happen, but for the most part, your demo should have some music in there because it just helps it sound more alive. It sounds like a real project. So have music in there. Make sure you choose appropriate music. So keep all that in mind, my friends. Do you use royalty-free or purchase tracks? You can do both. When I was starting out, I definitely used royalty-free. So that means searching Google, typing royalty-free music, and I've downloaded what I could find. YouTube even has a web page where you can download royalty-free stuff. What that means is you can use it on commercial projects. You can use it on any project you want without having to pay YouTube, without having to pay anybody. It's royalty-free, which is great. I love that. Now, the better quality songs I've gotten from Soundstripe. Soundstripe is a website that I like to use. It's a yearly subscription or a monthly subscription, but they have much better quality sounds. So that's what I prefer personally, is using Soundstripe. But if you can't afford Soundstripe or you just want to get something for free, that is possible as well. Have you done audiobooks? Yes, I have done a few audiobooks when I was starting out. I think they're pretty interesting. The thing is, they're long. You have to pace yourself. You have to be very dedicated, especially if you make a lot of mistakes. However, I think it's important to do some so that you know what they're like. You want the experience. But some people love doing them, some people not so much. I know some people who dedicate themselves to only doing audiobooks, and there's tons of authors that need good voice talent for their audiobooks. So it's a market that's a little easier, I would say, to get into. For me, I would rather do smaller projects that I enjoy that could pay somewhat competitive or more than the audiobook. It depends. Every project depends, but that's how I see it. There's shorter projects that can have just as good of a return, if not better. True. Good point. Amy says, we have Rode mics for podcasting. Would those suffice? You can use a podcasting microphone. Podcasting microphones typically are dynamic microphones, which means they're excellent at knocking out background noise. But the sacrifice is they take out a little bit of your quality because it's working so hard to take out that background noise. So that's the sacrifice, is your voice is going to be a little bit more dull. Condenser microphones don't do that. They don't kick out the background noise. They take all of it. They pick up all the sound, all the details they can, which includes background noise if you have a noisy booth. So that's why the solution for that is recording in a quiet space. Then you won't have any problems, and the microphone can still pick up all the details in your voice. So I would recommend a condenser microphone, but Amy, you can use a dynamic microphone like the Rode. Rode's a great brand. But again, if you're thinking about picking out a new mic, I would look for condenser microphones. That's my suggestion. But yes, you can use your podcasting microphone. My tip, if you have a podcasting or dynamic microphone, you can actually manipulate the sound in your software to kind of bring back some of that high-end clarity. You can bring back some of it. And so that there is a solution for that. Now, I know this might sound kind of intimidating, putting your booth together, learning your microphone, learning how to record, all the settings that you need to learn. And that is why I've put together a step-by-step starter course. I have a starter course that I've made that walks you through this whole process in detail. I show you what kind of mic to get and how to use your mic. I show you how to put your recording space together, the different materials that you need. I have a list of all the best materials that you can order. I even show you how to train your voice, different techniques to actually help your voice sound confident and alive, and find your style for the voice demo, because I also walk you through how to use the recording software. So I walk you through Audacity, how to record, the different settings, everything you need to learn to actually put together your first demo and professional sounding voiceovers. And I even give you the scripts. A lot of people ask me, Chris, where do I get the scripts? Where can I find the scripts? I include the scripts for you in different genres that you can use for your voice demo. Now you might be wondering, okay, is it hundreds of dollars? How much does this cost? The great news is it's very affordable. It's only a one-time $27. That's it. $27, lifetime access. There is also optional bonus content that goes into the best websites, the best strategies to succeed on these websites, and commercial rights, pricing, royalties, all of that is explained in that content too. So I got everything you need to get started and succeed. Again, that is the starter course. It's a one-time $27 that is available in the link in my bio.